So everything in life, there's a reason that Hashem is doing it, and He gives you your tools and your surroundings and your situations for you to go through anything. And it goes through other things also. If a person is going through any pain, let's say a person, chas v'shalom, can't find his zivug, let's say a person has a panasat tova, he should know that Hashem made that situation for him to see how is he going to react, how is he going to pull through. It's not that he's going through pain because the situation is there. It's that Hashem wants to see how he's going to go through the pain. That's why He made that situation like that. And that's where the power of tefillah comes. The power of tefillah is that a person has to recognize that whatever situation a person is in, Hashem made that situation for him, and to use tefillah to pull him out. Like we know all the avot we had in last week's parasha, Rachel and Leah. Now Rachel and Leah both wanted to marry Yaakov, but we know that Yaakov wanted to marry Rachel and not Leah. Says Rabbeinu Bechai a beautiful pshat. If you notice, Leah had a few children and Rachel didn't have children 10 years later. Now he says a very interesting thing. He's like, you know why that happened? Why Leah had children right away and Leah didn't? They both davened to have children. But the difference in Rachel and Leah is that Rachel, always in the back of her mind, knew that Yaakov wants to marry her. So she davened to Hashem, but she always leaned towards that, because my husband is Yaakov and he's the tzaddik and he's the Gdol Ador, there's no question Hashem is going to listen to him. So she davened to Hashem fully, but at the same time, she also had bitachon. She leaned her trust on her husband Yaakov because he's such a big rabbi, he's such a big tzaddik. Of course Hashem is going to listen to his tefillah to have children. But Leah was exactly the opposite. Leah was supposed to marry Esav HaRasha. She was all alone. She realized, if I'm not going to pray for myself, if I'm not going to pray to Hashem to save me, nobody else will save me. She trusted nobody. She took matters to her own hand, and she davened to Hashem, and only to Hashem. She davened to Hashem, only you can help me, I can't trust anybody else. And because she davened like that, with a full heart to Hashem, says Rabbeinu Bechai, ends up being, she had a few children before Rachel. Because that's the power to tefillah. Power to tefillah is, of course, a person davens to Hashem, but he has to think deep down. You have to open up your heart and think about it a little bit. How much do you truly focus on Hashem? Do you really believe Hashem is the only source that can take you out of the situation that you're in? Do you think Hashem is the only source that can give you whatever you could? Or do you think in the back of your mind, it's Hashem, but my in-laws, my parents, my friends, my boss, let's say a person wants to get a job. So he took an interview. He has to believe, because that's the truth. He has to wake himself up and realize that only Hashem and only Hashem can get in a job if it's the right thing. Not Hashem, but also I did a good job in the interview, so probably I'll get a job. Or I'm so talented, I'll get the job because of my talents. No, lean only on Hashem. And so too when it comes to shidduchim, when it comes to dating. A person has to know the reality that it's Hashem and only Hashem that will help him out, and only Hashem can take him out whatever situation he is. So when you daven to Hashem, you have to focus that Hashem, and lean your bitachon only on HaKadosh Baruch Hu, not leaning on anybody else. That is a segulah tefillah. And that's what it means, says the Chazon Ish, or finish off with this. That's what the Chazon Ish means. Karov Hashem lechor koav, lechol asher yikru be'emet. Hashem is close to all those that call upon Him. All those that call upon Him truthfully be'emet. What's that last line, be'emet? That last line means that there are many people who call unto Hashem, which is very good. But who calls unto Hashem truthfully, be'emet, that they can trust Him and only Him as the source and avenue to help them out? Who is a person that's going to pick himself up and daven straight to Hashem and believe only Him and only Him can help him out, and not lean at anybody else besides the Kadosh Baruch Hu? Those people, says David HaMelech, Hashem is close to those people. Because Hashem sees through the hearts. He sees who really believes only He can help him out and who not.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.